So in section 4, we're looking at contingency tables and how to read those and understanding what a marginal distribution and a conditional distribution is. So looking at this first one, we're looking for the marginal distributions. So the marginal distributions are on the outside. And so if it's asking to construct a frequency marginal distribution, we're just looking at counts. Counts is frequency. Relative frequency would be percentages. So on doing something like this, we could just add up and say 60 and 40 and 80 and then add them across. We also can use StatCrunch to help us do this type problem and the other type problems for this section. And so what we are doing is we are constructing a table. And we are constructing a contingency table. So that's what this section 4 is about. Now this one we have summary, right? So we have a summary of the data. With the project that we're going to do, we're going to have the actual data. And so we're going to end up making contingency tables off of this. So my columns are, as we can see, select the columns are x1, x2, x3. So we will select all the columns that we have, and then the row labels are in var 1. And so what we can do is get row percents and column percents. These, and we'll also get our counts when we do this. But let's hit compute. And so the counts that we get are that 60, the 40, the 80, some of those 85. So we see that the frequencies are here, but we also see the row percentage and we see the column percentage. So we'll be using those for some relative frequency distributions on other problems. So like this top number says 30 out of 85. So that's something that I could verify just with the calculator. And so if we have 30 divided by 85, so 30 divided by the total for that row, 85, gives me that row percentage. Where the column percentage, I had 30 out of 60, don't need a calculator for that one, that's 50%. So here's how we can get our column percentages and our row percentages. But frequencies, again, are just the total of the columns and the total of the rows. So that'll assist with problems like number 1. And number 3 is similar. I just wanted to look at it to show you what they're asking for. This one we're looking for a conditional distribution. And so they give us a table that have all these counts in them. But what we're looking to do is determine basically a percentage that fall within a category. So we're looking for these conditional distributions. Conditional distributions would be the percentages on the inside. So we can open this up in StatCrunch. Again, we're in tables and then in contingency tables in StatCrunch. And we already are given a summary of the data. And summary of the data. So our columns, again, we can see is this poor, fair, good, excellent. So we'll click on all of those. And the column where our row labels are at, like ours is just notated with that little hyphen. And so we can do row percent, column percent, percent of total. Let's go back to the question before we do this. They say treat level of health as the explanatory. So since I'm looking at level of health as the explanatory, this one I am looking for my column percentages is what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to click on column percentages. And so it gives me the counts, it gives me the totals, is something that it was asking for our columns. But it's also giving for the column percentage. And so here's a nice cleaner way of doing that within StatCrunch. And that should help you along with these type problems. Otherwise, they're going to take a while. So as long as we're able to get the percentages out of them, that's what I want you to do, and then maybe be able to interpret some things and look at the different percentages and see how when we disaggregate the data, break it up into specified fields like poor, fair, good, and excellent, how that can change our interpretation of it.